Hello, Steve White, Tripway 89 for Steve Arts 89, Star Trek's Gatekeeper. I just saw a bit of news on the fifth season of Star Trek Discovery. Now, I actually didn't know Discovery had been renewed for a fifth season, so it's news to me, but apparently it was announced on January 18. I somehow missed that amongst all the other release dates for Picard and Strange New Worlds and all the news of Discovery leaving Netflix and all that drama. I missed that they had actually officially renewed the series. And what I didn't realise was they had actually reduced the number of episodes to 10 episodes per season, which I only noticed because Trek Central pointed it out, because they just discovered that because they didn't see it in the press release either and Googled it and found it out. So I'm kind of surprised, but I'll talk about that later. The news today, though, was that the DGC has announced that Discovery is basically shooting Season 5 between June, July and November 2022. So they're going to be shooting in a few months, and in theory they should be premiering the fifth season around the same time next year as they have premiered the fourth season this year. But there was some talk of them moving the premiere ahead, and that it would be back in line with the older schedules, which used to be the end of the year, not the start of the year, because they kind of got pushed because of the crisis in the world, and I guess there is some expectation of some goal to try and get back to that schedule, but I don't really see that. But I mean, I guess we had an extension between series. I guess we could have a shorter gap between seasons at some point to catch it up again, but I'm not really sure it's going to happen this year. But that was one assumption, and there does seem to be a lot of guesses and assumptions as to when the series is actually going to be released. We seem to have a confirmation of when it will, not quite a confirmation. I've heard June and July and finishing in November, but they do seem to have an idea of when it's filming, so that kind of predicts when it's actually going to be released. Now, so far as the 10 episodes, some people are sort of saying that by reducing the number to 10 episodes, it must mean the series is ending, because sometimes they do that when they're winding down a series. They order less episodes to save money, and they just have less to say because they're running out of things to say and they're winding down. And some people are saying that they believe the series is going to end after the fifth season because there's nowhere else for it to go. They can't keep raising the stakes every season. They've worn out the characters' emotional unbelievability. They are just a mess, and they've just got nowhere to go. And it does sort of seem that way with me. I mean, the fourth season was better than the third season. The third season was pretty bad. The second season was good because of Pike. The first season was abysmal. But the fourth season was okay. They seem to have had standalone adventures within an overall arc, and that sort of works. But some of them were just totally out of touch. Like the last season was this somber, quiet, slow, contemplative episode when they are speeding towards this destruction of, the home worlds of the Federation in 29, and then by the end of the episode, 25 hours. And it just totally seemed just out of pace with what should have been happening and what's happening outside and what's happening in the story and what's happening to the characters. They're all just chilling out and talking, quietly about emotions, and it just really, that's fine in some episodes, but it just doesn't work. There should have been an urgency, a pace, a panic about everything they were doing because of the time, and it wasn't there. And I'm like, did the person doing this episode understand where this episode sits in the rest of the story and the situation and what's happening? It was really weird. But so all criticisms aside, the fifth season is happening. It was announced officially. It is being filmed and it's going to be released, and I don't know if it's going to be the last season or not. I'd like for them not to make as many episodes as the original Star Trek, but they probably want to, just for the sake of hurting people like me. I don't know what else to say. I'm just kind of surprised I missed the announcement, and I was sitting there waiting and thinking, why haven't they announced the fifth season yet? Because they announced all the others pretty quickly. And I thought maybe they're ending it, maybe they're changing the dates, maybe there's, just issues. I didn't actually think it was cancelled. I thought there was going to be a fifth season. I assumed there was going to be a fifth season. I just was wondering why it hadn't been announced, and I didn't realise it had been announced. So, I don't know, I find that kind of funny. But, that's it really. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. What are you thinking of the fourth season? Like I said, I like the standalone episodes that we've had. They did feel more like Star Trek, even though they had some overarching issues along with the overarching stories, there did seem to be more of an attempt to make it feel like Star Trek and have it be a ship with a captain actually having missions and so forth. So that was good. But that's sort of easy to forget the bigger problems when you're looking at the individual episodes. But the problems with the series as a whole are still there. But we'll see what they do by the end of the series and what they do if they have, or in the 5th season if they have a 6th season. But I don't know. I'm going to go. Thanks. Bye.